Hello, I just wanted to give a few tips for adding puff paint and maybe even glitter to this little Santa Claus. My first one, I didn't do it, and then later I just went and added glitter like the old-fashioned way, just put some glue on there and some glitter. But then I wanted to try puff painting the beard and putting puff paint under the glitter on the hat. And it's a little tricky because you do not want to get the ink in there or your puff paint will turn brown. So I just said I had one Santa left. I thought I would show in case anyone wants to try this, my tips that hopefully will work. And then I'll put them on this card. And by the way, if you make this card, I do highly recommend, instead of stamping "'Tis the Season to be Jolly" in brown, the ink that comes in, it's hard to see it. But if you emboss it in white, it's really bold and it looks beautiful. So anywho, let me just show you on the Santa. So this stuff comes out so fast and furious, and you want to just like barely, maybe not even squeeze at first, and start on a big surface like his beard. Oh, well, you can't, sorry, because if you want to do glitter on the top, you got to do that first. So I'm using some old Dazzling Diamonds glitter that Stampin' Up! Used to sell. It was my favorite. So I'm going to actually do the hat first, but I'm going to start in the middle. Oops, I just got paint on me. I do recommend, sorry, turning away, that you have a baby wipe nearby, just in case. And my first one I did, I was like wiping up the ink because I didn't know how to control the flow. But just know it's going to almost start coming out without, I haven't even squeezed it. And it's coming out, and I'm going to just, I'm not even squeezing. It's just flowing, and I'm rubbing it around, but not right up to that edge, because then I don't want to get ink in it, or it might turn it brown. There, see when I just tap it, I didn't even have to squeeze at all. And so then on that part of his hat, I'm going to sprinkle some of this. Now it is pretty wet, so I don't want to like move it too much or it's going to slide. Like that might have slid a little, but not too bad. Now this is not set until we heat it, so I want to be careful not to touch that. Then I'm going to go here. Now I can start with a big blob in the middle because there's no ink there. But as I get over to these edges, I am trying not to squeeze, although now I see I need a little bit, or I'm not, it's not going to work if you don't have enough. So now I'm squeezing a little. I know the lighting is not amazing. I should have brought my lamp over. I'm going to just lift this up to see. You want not a super thick layer, but not so flat that it's not going to do anything. And I need better light myself. I can't tell. I think that's good. I'm just sticking a little extra in. And then the mustache, you got to be so careful on not to get to the ink. So you're just dabbing. And every one I did, it got easier for me to control this thing. Just like the glue, you kind of have to get used to it. And then I would take a clothespin to clip the top. And I don't want to, and then the next thing is you heat it right after it puffs. You kind of want to move on so that I'm making sure those are dry so that you don't burn it, because I burned it before. So I am going to try to hopefully get this in the camera. When it puffs, you'll see it, hopefully. Maybe I didn't get enough on there. Oh, there we go. Okay. This worked a lot better in my sample. So I don't know. Well, anyway, there it is. I think I put not quite enough there because you can see some of my beard's much poofier. So maybe I was too careful with my white stuff. But anyway, you can play around with it and see how it goes. Hey, I'm back to show you how if you don't get a puffy beard the first time, remember that one I showed you yesterday? Looks like some of the brown is coming through too. I was able to go back over and put more puff paint and get it more puffy. Now I did it before I put it on the card because when you heat things it can warp them. So I wouldn't necessarily do this after you put it on the card, but I'm gonna just try to show you what I did and hope it doesn't make a big mess. So I just went over what I already had there, and in some ways, anyway, we're just gonna try and see if it works. And those are puffy enough, but I'm trying to hide some of the brown ink that came through to see if I can get it puffier. Here comes the loud machine. Okay, there we go. So you can see, you can keep layering it and add puff. So there you go.